Hi guys, myself Ravi. Uh, I have 3 years of experience as a data analyst at a tech company. Let's start with today's topic. Uh, the topic is about order of execution for an SQL query. The first question is why we need to understand the SQL query order of execution. So this is one of the important interview question in any of the field like backend developer, front-end developer, data analyst, data engineer, technical support, whoever it is, they should have the understanding of SQL order of execution to work with the databases. Okay, and the main purpose of understanding the order of execution is to write an optimized SQL queries, which will help us in saving time to retrieve the records from the database. Okay, so let's jump in and understand the order of execution for an SQL query. So whenever we write a query, we know that we start with select statement, right? But the order of execution is it will not start with the select statement, rather it will start with from statement. So it will go to from first, and it will take all the tables. Like if it is go to if it went to from, we have a driver table. The first table, it will load the table and it will perform join on whatever the table that we have mentioned. Okay, so then once the join operation is done, it goes to where condition. So why it goes to where condition? Because so we got set of records from clause and some joins. Okay, and we filter out unwanted records from those retrieved set of records, so that it will reduce the performance, like it will reduce the load on the DB. Okay, then what is the next step is it will check for group by. Let's say we have group by functions such as max, min or average. So if we have the group by, it will check for having condition, because group by works with having. So this is just an where condition. So having will limit the number of records, like it's just a condition. Okay, so it will check for the condition. If those records met that condition, it will retrieve those records. If not, it will not retrieve those records. Once after this whole process done, then it will come to the select statement. In the select statement, whatever the column name that we have mentioned in the select statement, only that much column have been retrieved from this particular tables. Okay, after that, so once we got all the records and whatever the condition that we have mentioned, all conditions have been met, and we got only list of records which we wanted. Okay, then we can perform order by. Order by is nothing but ascending or descending, we can perform using order by. Then the next step what we can do is limit. So the next step is limit. So using limit, we can just limit to 10 records or 100 records. So the limit is the last order of execution for SQL query. Okay, let's understand it using by an SQL query. Okay, so here we have an SQL query to find out the customer who hasn't purchased amount greater than or equal to 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so here as you can see, the SQL query starts with select statement, but the order of execution starts from. Okay, so it will go to customer table, then it will join the customer table on the orders table using the customer ID and order ID. So then it will come to where condition. Okay, so in the where condition, it will check for the records which are only having the amount as greater than or equal to 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so then it will fetch only records which has the amount greater than or equal to 1 lakh rupees. Then it will check for group by. There is no group by here. It will check for having. There is no having. Then it will go to select statement. So in the select statement, we have c dot id as customer id and o dot amount as purchase amount. Okay, so then if we have order by as order by amount in descending order or ascending order, then it will do that one. and if you have something called limit 10, it will show the top 10 customers with their purchase amount. Okay. So, this is all about the order of execution for an SQL query. So, the main motto of understanding the order of execution is because to optimize the SQL query. Okay. So, I have some pro tips for optimizing the SQL query. So, that is so one thing is that we should always use the indexed columns. Okay. So that the DB, like the database server, easily access those records without scanning the entire table. Okay. That is the main thing. We should use the indexed columns. Okay. And the second thing that we should avoid the calculation on the columns which we are using in the where condition. So let's say here I have mentioned one example. Okay. Sometimes what happens means some dates are 5:30 hour may have the delay, right? So to add the 3:30 minutes to that date, what we are doing is where the date add within the bracket c dot created at interval 3:30 minutes. That means we are adding 3:30 minutes to the created at field to compare it with some static value. So if you are comparing with a static value and you are applying the function on the column itself, so what it will do for each and every record in the DB, so it will apply this interval 3:30 minutes, that is date add interval 3:30 minutes. That means let us say if you have 1 million records, it is applying individually for that 1 million records. Rather than what you can do is you can use directly the c dot created it is greater than or equal to this value, but let us say they want specific like that 5:30 hour they need to add it to that particular date. What you can do is you can just subtract it from the another date which you are mentioning here. So it's just a single value, it will apply one time and it will applicable for entire query execution. Okay. So here the created date, it will just load it from the whatever the table that we had, and this extra function or calculation what we are doing, it will be applicable on the static value and it is applied only once. See, applying 1 million time versus applying it once, how much the performance impact will be there. Okay. So that's why we should use the comparison directly if possible. Okay. So that's it from my end. So I hope you guys understand the order of execution. So and you guys use this idea in writing the SQL queries. So yeah, I hope you guys like it. Okay. So now onwards I'll come up with new topics in the data analytics field. So I try to make useful videos out of data analytics concepts. Stay tuned guys, we'll have much more interesting videos on data analytics. Okay. Yeah, thank you guys, bye.